On the quietest street in the quietest town, there stood a house that was anything but. It belonged to Old Man Hemlock, a figure as weathered as the peeling paint on his porch. Every Halloween, a strange legend would circulate among the neighborhood kids, whispered in hushed tones between mouthfuls of sugary treats. They said Old Man Hemlock gave out the best candy. Not just king-sized bars, but rare, imported chocolates and candies you couldn't find anywhere else. There was, however, a chilling catch to this sweet deal. A warning passed down from older siblings, a ghost story told around flickering jack-o'-lanterns. You could approach the house, you could marvel at the single, intricately carved pumpkin on his porch, but you must never, ever take candy from the large obsidian black bowl he held out. Those who did, the story went, were never seen again. The next day, a new, eerily lifelike mask would appear hanging on his wrought iron fence. Most kids were too scared to even test the theory. They'd walk by, their hearts thumping a frantic rhythm against their ribs, and hurry on to the next safer house. But every year, there was always one. One kid who was a little too brave, a little too greedy, or who simply didn't believe in spooky stories. This year, that kid was Leo. He was new to town, and the local legends just sounded like fun and games to him. "It's just a story to scare the little kids," he boasted to his friends Maya and Sam as they adjusted their costumes under a flickering streetlight. Maya, dressed as a witch, clutched her plastic cauldron tightly. "I don't know, Leo. My brother said he saw a mask appear last year. It looked just like Timmy, the kid who moved away right after Halloween." Leo just laughed, a sound that seemed too loud on the silent street. "Moved away. See, there's always a rational explanation." He hitched up his pirate costume, brandishing his plastic sword. "I'm going to get some of that legendary candy. You guys are just missing out." Sam, wrapped in toilet paper as a makeshift mummy, shuffled his feet nervously. "Dude, just don't. It's not worth it." But Leo was already marching up the cracked walkway to Old Man Hemlock's house, a determined look on his face. The house was dark, save for the single candle inside the pumpkin, its flame dancing wildly and casting long, distorted shadows. As Leo stepped onto the porch, the front door creaked open. There he was, Old Man Hemlock. He was silhouetted in the doorway, a tall, stooped figure. He didn't say a word. He just extended a hand, and in it was the bowl. It was as black as the story said, and filled to the brim with the most amazing-looking candies Leo had ever seen. They were wrapped in shimmering, colorful foils that seemed to glow in the dim light. From the sidewalk, Maya and Sam watched in horror. They saw Leo hesitate for just a second. He looked back at them, a triumphant grin spreading across his face. Then he plunged his hand into the bowl, grabbing a huge handful of the glistening treats. Old Man Hemlock remained perfectly still. As Leo turned to leave, his grin vanished. He looked down at his hand. The candy wrappers weren't foil. They were writhing, shifting, and clinging to his skin. Leo's eyes widened in terror. He tried to pull his hand away, but it was stuck fast to the contents of the bowl. He let out a strangled cry, a sound that was quickly swallowed by the oppressive silence of the night. Old Man Hemlock slowly retracted his arm, pulling the struggling Leo into the inky blackness of the house. The heavy door swung shut with a deafening thud, plunging the porch back into darkness. All that was left was the flickering pumpkin, its carved grin seeming to mock them. Maya and Sam stood frozen, their candy bags dropping to the pavement. They couldn't scream. They couldn't move. They just stared at the closed door, the reality of the legend crashing down on them. They waited, hoping Leo would burst back out laughing at his own prank. But the door remained shut. After what felt like an eternity, they turned and ran, not stopping until the welcoming lights of their own homes were in sight. The next morning, the sun rose on a town that was one child short. The streets were littered with discarded candy wrappers and smashed pumpkins. Life, for most, went on as usual. But for Maya and Sam, the world had changed. They cautiously walked back to Old Man Hemlock's street, a dreadful certainty hanging over them. As they got closer, they saw it. Hanging on the cold black iron of the fence was a new mask. It was a pirate mask, its painted-on smile frozen in a rictus of terror, and its eyes, its hollow, vacant eyes, looked hauntingly, unmistakably, like Leo's. The obsidian bowl had claimed another victim, and the collection on the fence had grown by one. Every year, the legend would be told again, now with Leo's name added to the list of the lost. And every year, the children of the town would learn a valuable, terrifying lesson. Some treats come at a price far too high to pay. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more chills. Stay safe out there.